Have you ever felt like your mind is just running on autopilot, unconsciously absorbing everything around you? What if you could actually actively program your mind each day to live more intentionally, really focus on what matters? Well, today we're diving deep into something pretty fascinating, the Chi Activation Precepts. And for anyone maybe newer to this, Chi, that's C-H-I, pronounced Chi, it's basically the universal life force energy.
Mm-hmm. That vital current, right, flows through everything.
Exactly, connects us all. So these precepts, they're kind of a set of principles designed to help you consciously work with that energy, connect more deeply with yourself, with the world. It draws inspiration from things like Reiki precepts, that kind of wisdom.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is how they're framed. They're presented as this powerful operating system for your mind.
An operating system,
Yeah, right.
like that.
Right. They're designed to help you actively choose your thoughts, your emotions. You're not just, reacting all the time or just unconsciously mirroring what society throws at you. Because the source material points this out, if you aren't intentional, well, you just end up absorbing the world's values, its emotional patterns without even realizing.
That is a really powerful way to put it, an OS for the mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so our mission today then is to unpack each of these 7 precepts. We'll explore what they mean, why they're considered so powerful, and how they're intended to help you harness a more constructive mindset and really show up in the world as your most radiant self. It genuinely feels like programming your mind before the world, does it for you.
Exactly. And it's important to stress this isn't just some intellectual exercise thinking about concepts. The source material really emphasizes the importance of daily meditation, to actually feel the energy behind these precepts in your body.
Feel it in your body.
Okay. Yeah, and even attune your body to a specific harmonizing frequency. Think of it like finding the perfect resonance, where your internal vibration aligns with the precept's energy so it integrates more deeply.
And that frequency isn't fixed.
No, that's the interesting part. It's described as an ongoing calibration. It might vary day by day.
Ah, like tuning an instrument each morning.
Precisely. Like a musician fine-tuning daily, accounting for small changes. You're constantly balancing, harmonizing yourself with the precept's energy from wherever you happen to be starting that day.
That daily calibration. That sounds really key. Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this with the first precept. I am one with energy. This seems, foundational, especially with the name Chi Activation. But what's the unique impact here? Truly feeling this oneness beyond just saying, okay, energy exists.
It absolutely is foundational. I mean, Chi activation and frankly, life itself, it's all about energy, right? So this precept, it's about learning to tune into it, harmonize with it, connect to it, and ultimately just flow with it. And the profound insight, maybe the paradox here, is how feeling this oneness with energy can actually make you feel more grounded.
More grounded? How so?
Well, less susceptible to external emotional swings. It acts like an energetic anchor, you could say, in a pretty chaotic world. It helps us connect to energy in a richer, fuller, more powerful way. And that translates into, resilience.
That makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
finding stability through that connection. Okay, moving to the second precept. I am one with perfect health. Our bodies. Yeah, they really are our primary filters for experiencing the world, aren't they?
Definitely.
But how does energetically intending it, how does that go from just a thought to something tangible? What's the mechanism there?
You're right. Almost everything we perceive comes through the filter of our body, so it profoundly shapes our experience. And look, we can't know our destiny, obviously, or expect perfect health 24/7. That's not realistic. But the idea here is that we can give ourselves the best chance for optimum health by energetically intending it and harmonizing with that intention.
Okay, so it's about intention, but actively.
Yes, the source material highlights that energetic intention isn't just passive wishing. It's actively directing directing that life force to create a kind of physical blueprint. It's
Right.
about feeling the energy of perfect health in your body now to help manifest it physically. It's that move from idea to substance you mentioned.
From idea to substance.
Where the energetic blueprint sort of helps organize your physical being towards that desired state.
I really like that frame. It feels much more active, less like just hoping. Okay, next up, precept 3. I am one with my intuition. This one. This really resonates with me. It feels like our inner GPS, right? Cutting through all the mental noise. But for someone who feels, perpetually overwhelmed by that clutter, how does this specific precept actually help them hear their intuition?
It really is like an inner GPS. And you're right, our intuition is always speaking to us. The
Mhm.
challenge is just hearing it. It often gets drowned out by what the source calls the tsunami of thoughts and emotions,
Yeah.
by the hurly-burly of our day, just the rush. To hear it, we fundamentally need to slow down, at least on the inside. Find
Mhm.
that place of inner calm, inner stillness.
Right.
So meditating on this precept specifically helps create that inner space and, crucially, that intent. It aligns your energetic field to a frequency of, let's say, clarity and receptivity. It's kind of like hearing your name spoken clearly in a loud room because it's meaningful to you. This precept helps your inner ear attune to those subtle whispers of your own wisdom.
Tuning your inner ear.
Yeah.
That's a powerful analogy.
And it lets us practice tapping into intuition when things are calm, so we build the muscle to do it even when things get harder.
Okay, that makes sense. Practice in the calm. So precept 4, I am one with the flow. This connects straight to impermanence, doesn't it? Everything changes, which honestly can be a tough pill to swallow sometimes, especially when we get attached to things or how things are.
Absolutely.
But what about those moments when life throws a real curveball?
Yeah.
Something that feels impossible to flow with, like, I don't know, unexpected loss or a major setback. How does this precept help navigate that kind of deep resistance?
That's a critical question, yeah. It absolutely is tough. Everything is impermanent, everything is in flow. We're all part of this single cosmic soup, as the source puts it. And it explicitly connects this idea to the second noble truth of Buddhism. The idea that desire or attachment leads to suffering.
Right, wanting things to stay fixed when they can't.
Exactly. When we want things or good feelings to last forever, try to keep them static, it inevitably leads to pain because everything is constantly shifting. So the unique application of this precept isn't about passive surrender, like just giving up. It's about active, energetic alignment.
Okay, active alignment. What does that feel like?
The more we learn to go with the flow, to almost ride the energy, whatever form it takes, whatever direction it's going, the more we can actually enjoy the rush of life, even the tough parts, without being torn apart by the changes. Think of like a stick in a fast stream. If it goes with the current, it has this exhilarating ride, right? But if it fights it, gets caught sideways.
It gets battered or broken.
Exactly. It gets torn apart. This precept is about training yourself energetically to surf life's currents, even the really turbulent ones. It minimizes the friction of resistance.
That stick analogy really paints a picture. Active riding, not just being swept away.
Okay.
And this leads us nicely to precept 5. I am one with my higher self. The idea of being both body and spirit right here, inhabiting the same space. That's pretty profound.
It is.
What exactly does the Chi Activation System mean by higher self? And how does one actively drink from its wisdom, as the source says, rather than just sort of passively hoping for guidance?
Yeah, it's key. One of the core ideas described is learning to have a foot in both worlds, so to speak, enjoying the physical world while staying deeply connected to our spiritual side. The higher self is seen as that higher aspect of ourselves, the part that transcends the physical body. It's the spirit within us, and it's connected to source.
And source in this context is?
Universal consciousness, essentially, the origin point of all Chi, all energy. So this precept, I am one with my higher self, it helps create the inner space and the state needed to open up to active communion with that part of you.
Active communion.
Right. So drinking from its wisdom means consciously receiving intuitive insights, maybe energetic downloads or direct guidance that can actually inform your decisions and actions day to day. It's like accessing a deeper, more expansive version of yourself.
Accessing a deeper version of yourself. That's a beautiful way to think about it. Okay. Precept 6 feels universally important. I am one with love. It emphasizes that spiritual practice really needs to be infused with love. It can't just be technique.
Precisely.
But what's the specific transformation this precept enables? Or maybe, what common pitfall does it help you avoid on your spiritual journey?
Yeah, the source material is very clear on this. Without love, any pursuit of enlightenment or self-improvement, it can actually lead to isolation, disconnection.
Oh, interesting.
Love is described as the great connector. It lifts us up, it charges us with energy, it makes us feel whole, complete. So the unique benefit of meditating on this particular precept, I am one with love, is that it offers an opportunity to, as the source puts it, swim in the energetic seas of love, to really feel its embrace.
Feel its embrace.
Yeah, so it's not just an abstract idea. It's about actively infusing your own chi, your own energy field, with pure, unconditional love. And the pitfall it helps avoid. Becoming too intellectually focused, maybe too detached or clinical in your spiritual practice.
Ah, I can see that. getting lost in the theory.
Exactly. This ensures your practice stays grounded in warmth and comfort, so you never feel lonely or isolated, even when you're doing deep inner work by yourself.
That deeply felt infusion of love.
Yeah, that sounds genuinely transformative. Okay, and finally, Precept 7, I am one with all that is. This feels like the grand summation, doesn't it? Kind of encompassing everything we've discussed.
It really is the culmination, yeah.
So how does this ultimate oneness manifest? What's the tangible feeling or benefit, especially when we're talking about channeling Chi activation energy?
Well, whether you call it God or Source, the universe, or simply all that is, it's about the oneness, that greater something that we are all intrinsically a part of.
The great cosmic soup again.
The great cosmic soup, exactly. Connecting to this oneness helps us connect to our own essence at its most fundamental level, recognizing that we come from Source, we are part of Source, and ultimately we are one with Source.
And the benefit of feeling that.
Profoundly, it's a feeling of ultimate belonging, wholeness. There's no separation. And beyond that, meditating on this precept literally plugs us into something far greater than our individual selves. And interestingly, it plugs us directly into the very source of energy we draw from when we channel Chi activation. Oh, so it boosts the connection.
It amplifies your capacity, yes,
Yeah.
both to receive and transmit Chi. It helps you feel profoundly whole, profoundly happy, even when you're physically alone, because you recognize and feel your inherent connection to everything. So, if we step back and connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
these Chi activation precepts, they really offer a holistic framework. It's for cultivating deep personal connection, yes, but also really intentional living. They reinforce this core idea that we can consciously choose our mental states, our energetic states, rather than just being swept along by, external stuff. It's about active participation in your own energetic reality.
Okay, all right, let's just quickly sum that up then. We went from embracing the flow of energy itself
Being one with energy.
and in seeking perfect health energetically. Then sharpening your intuition, that inner GPS,
Right.
harmonizing with impermanence, the flow of life, connecting with your higher self,
Drinking from that wisdom.
infusing everything with love, that connector energy. And finally, feeling that ultimate oneness with all that is, it really maps out a profound path, doesn't it, towards being a more radiant, more connected being.
It really does. Each precept seems to build on the last,
Yeah.
guiding you towards that more intentional, more empowered state.
But there's a catch, isn't there?
Well, not a catch, maybe, but a crucial point for continued engagement. The source material does mention that the effect of working with these precepts can quickly fade, and it requires consistent daily meditation to stoke their fire, as it says, to really feel them in your body day after day. So this raises an important question, I think. Given that need for consistent practice, how does this ongoing disciplined work shape the actual journey of personal transformation? How does it turn these maybe fleeting insights or feelings into lasting energetic shifts?
That's a great point. It's not a one-and-done thing. So as you reflect on this deep dive we've had, maybe consider this. If your mind really is like an operating system, what are the core programs you want to intentionally install and run each day? And how might that daily practice, that commitment to truly feeling these precepts, how might that reshape your experience of life, your place in that cosmic soup? Maybe think about what's one precept you're curious to explore further in your own daily calibration.